y'all? This is Neena Perez, and this is Straight Talk, No Sugar Added. I am so glad you're here, hanging out with me again on WINJECT TV. Do you guys know that this is episode 41? Chris, did you hear that? 41. Okay. I remember the day when you said, can you just cover me on a Monday at 11? I was like, hell yeah. Because I was praying for it for a long time. And you know what's funny is I love God. I love the way he just sets you up to succeed. Good morning, my king. I love the way God sets you up to succeed if you do what you're supposed to do, like do the work, spend time with God, do what it is you're going to do so that you can move forward. And, you know, when I was, before Chris had asked me to be on WINJECT Live, I had already been praying that I can have a spot on WINJECT and that I can be live because I really, really love impacting people's lives. Hi, Lauren. Good morning or good afternoon or wherever you are. Hi. And what I realized is, you know what you guys want to do in life, you can do. And life is super short. So you're going to have to get to it, guys. Okay. And, you know, that was a really powerful moment for me when Chris asked, because I knew that it was an answer to something I had just prayed for. And I obviously love and always talk about WINJECT. So I am really stoked that you guys are here. So good morning to all of you amazing humans. Good morning, Dom. Good morning. Mwah. Good morning. Oh, good. It's morning, Lauren. Good. It's morning for me too. So, you know, I really want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for hanging out. I want to thank you for supporting WINJECT. I want to thank you for the lives. I want to thank you for all of that, because this is something that's truly precious to me. It's special to me. I love coming on here. I do work for, you know, for what I'm going to say, what I'm going to speak about. So I'm here every Monday at 11 a.m. to pour whatever I can, whatever knowledge I've had, whatever experiences I've had with you. If it helps you move even 1% more today than you did yesterday, I am doing what I am called to do. Okay. So make sure that if you haven't already, join my community at winject.com/register. It is free to join. Go on there, join. Look for Neena Perez or Straight Talk and get onto my community, because I already have a few ebooks and workbooks and stuff that I've been working on that I'm sending over to WINJECT so they can put on just for my community. And I want to make sure that I'm pouring into them. So I have been working behind the scenes to get that done. And I want to make sure that you guys are a part of that, because it's been quite an amazing ride. I was looking at my podcast numbers since I've been on WINJECT. I think I've grown like over 500% or something like ridiculous like that. I have I think it's like between 20 and 30,000 downloads the last maybe 8 months or 6 months or something like that. I don't even know. I have to go look. But the whole point is that it's because I have been coming on here, being true and authentic. I've been part of WINJECT. I'm really looking at what others are doing. I'm getting amazing people onto the show to come challenge and transform your thinking. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that experience that we have in life where we have yo-yos, right? Thank you, Chris. Well, I mean, a lot of it, I really do attribute to the consistency of WINJECT. So thank you. Thank you for creating this platform. I'm really excited. Thank you, Tom. Oh, thanks. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. And, you know, this yo-yo in business and life, right, where we're going up and down and up and down. And I wanted to share with you guys what I experienced this week. I was doing this past week, I went to get acupuncture. It's my first time getting acupuncture. I have an autoimmune condition which causes extreme amount of pain in my muscles and joints. And last week was a bad week, right? So what happens is that when you go through, I have Sjogren's. So when I go through an enormous amount of stress, which I was going through, trying to find a place to live and moving and all of that is very, very stressful. I had a complete flare up. It was so hard for me to get out of bed that my beautiful husband had to come in and literally pull me out of bed and help me walk to the bathroom. That's how bad it got. And so, the pain has now been, I'm a little bit better now, which is good. And I realize this yo-yo crap has got to stop, right? Whether it's with business, stress, life, weight loss, like all of this stuff. So I said, I was talking to my naturopath and I went through this acupuncture experience. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had it. If you had, let me know. It was my first time. I was a little nervous, but she calmed me down and it was an amazing experience. So as I was there, because I had that moment to spend alone with God, with no distractions besides needles in my body, I decided to work with God and talk myself through a timeline. And so I was like, why am I struggling so much with this yo-yo dieting? Why am I struggling so much with yo-yo sometimes in my business? Why am I struggling with my team sometimes? What is this yo-yo experience, right? And as I started with the weight loss thing, and I realized that everything started to culminate. Like, well, you go back and forth on your weight because you don't think you're worthy. You don't think you're worthy because of this. You don't think you're. And I went through this whole timeline, guys, and I ended up at like age 5 years old, and I couldn't believe it. It felt so real. It was almost like I was sitting in the room at that moment. And at 5 years old, I remember when my stepfather started touching me, started molesting me. And I remember telling my mom about the experience. Like, I was scared. I was nervous. I waited for him to leave to work. And I told her, and I said, Mom, and I told her what happened. And she got in my face and she said, stop lying. You're a liar. Shut up. Right? At that moment, and I didn't realize it until this experience last week, I felt stupid. And while I was in this place, even through this experience, I realized my little self, and I saw my little self as if I was there, guys. This is a weird experience, but this is what happened, so I'm going to share it. And I looked at myself and I felt stupid, and I didn't realize that I had associated feeling stupid, okay, with all these yo-yo things that happened in my life. It was a very powerful and cathartic experience because I was able to now, as the adult that I am, strong ass woman that I am, was able to go to me at 5 years old and say, girl, you are not stupid. You got this. You are going to do amazing things and impact lives like you've never thought possible. You're not stupid. I had to heal my inner child. It was something that I realized, what the frig? I didn't realize that, all of the up and down with my weight and my health and sometimes even business and walls that I hit and ceilings that I hit were based on feeling stupid and not good enough and therefore not worthy and not worthy. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it was so freaking powerful, and it really shifted me because I started, of course, the needles were in my ears and my forehead and everything, but I felt the tears coming to the side of my face. So I'm like, I have been sitting here. I am 50 now. That happened to me when I was like 5 or 6 years old. So 45 years or so with this unresolved, outdated thinking. And it nearly, has been crippling me in my life with all of my autoimmune conditions and everything because of the yo-yoing in my life. And not just in that, but in business as well. I have 6 figures. I do really well. I know I can do better, and I still hit ceilings where I'm struggling and making financial decisions that I don't know if that's too much, blah, 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 that I shouldn't be making. And it's really frustrating, right? So then I started saying to myself, so how, what is it that I'm creating that's stopping, or making these yo-yo things happen, not just in my life, but in business and in decisions that I'm trying to make in my life. And I realized some things, business is just processes. It's just processes, guys, right? And sometimes we don't get the processes right because we haven't done any internal work. And so we think that everything is such a big deal and so hard to do. And some things can be challenging. But the problem is that we are yo-yoing because we don't even think of things in a clear way. And why don't you think of things in a clear way? You might be cluttered up. You might have things in you that you haven't dealt with yet. And that's now affecting you, right? Oh, thank you, Dom. I am not, actually. And I love that you were able to get to the root of the problem. That's powerful. Thank you so much, Dominique. And yes, I'm not stupid, but I didn't even realize that the root started that young when somebody that you love and trust and is supposed to protect you tells you to shut up and stop being a liar. So I've always been very good at, or very vocal about not liking liars, because she called me a liar and that really bothered me. But I never put two and two together that also made me feel stupid for saying something, that made me feel stupid, right? And to carry that for that many years, I couldn't believe the breakthrough that I had on that table. I couldn't freaking believe it. I don't know if Ernest is watching, but it's 11:11. He's always talking to me about the number one. Just want to throw that out there. So for some processes, let's talk about a little bit about business right now, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about our life. In business, though, you have to think about your processes, and I want you to think about this in a clearer way, because I want you to stop yo-yoing. And I know that I'm not like the top-notch person to go to for all of your business needs and everything you need in business, but I'm damn good at what I do, and I've been doing it for a while, and I do it pretty well. And anybody who's been getting coached by me knows that they have had some breakthroughs and are moving forward in their life. I'm not professing that the person's going to start with me today and in a week she's going to have a 7-figure business. But I will tell you that you're going to be further along than when you started, when you come with me, right? Because I don't play games. So let's talk about processes. And the first thing I want you to think about when you are doing this business and you're going up and down and you don't know why you can't get forward is build yourself a team. Find people that have the strengths that you don't have or don't want to even have to do. Maybe there's some things you don't want to do. Maybe you know how to do all the social media crap, but you don't want to do social media management, right? So find some people and build that team that can do that for you. And that's one of the things that we tend to not do as CEOs or owners of our own company. And then we're wondering why we're stuck or why we're going up and down, and we're excited, then we're not. Then we want to do it, then we don't. And it's because you're burning yourself out. And why are you burning yourself out? Because you're trying to be everything, and you can't do that. And every time you try to be everything, and in the beginning, I know it feels like you have to, but what's that? We do that too, by the way. Yeah. The thing is like, we have to realize that when you start to build this empire or build your business or whatever it is you're trying to do, you don't need a freaking rock star for everything, but you do need good people that want to do good work. Okay, which, by the way, has been feeling a little bit harder to find nowadays. Just saying. But I'm just saying, find good people that want to do good work. And that's what you need. Somebody who is willing to be in your vision, willing to be there for you and what you are wanting to accomplish, and start building the team, even if it's just with one person. Maybe you just need that one person to do your appointments right now, or build your email list, or whatever that is. Find that person or find those people to build your team, so you stop doing this yo-yo thing in your business. I have a lot of people who have amazing businesses and they feel like they're up and down, you're up and down. And then I ask them what their processes is and they don't have them together. So get your processes together. Get yourself away from those stupid, tedious daily tasks that you shouldn't be doing, that somebody else can be doing for you. I don't know what that is for you, but I know, like, for me, I'm prioritizing right now. I'm actually getting all of my stuff together for a new VEA that I would like to have to actually set her or him on the right track to start like scaling that, right? I'm building out a team for automation so that I can automate my whole entire coaching practice and then have it all automated, emails, texting, all that great stuff. Why? Because I'm going to be helping my women that are on my coaching platform with that, but also because I don't want to do it. I don't want to be sitting there every day trying to do like 50,000 emails when I can have that stuff automated. So think about your processes and why you're going up and down in your yo-yoing. If you're getting burnt out, that could be a reason. You're doing too much of the stuff and you're not prioritizing yourself, right? So if you're ready, if you're one of those people that are already on track, then you probably already have some of this already in place, and you're vision driven and you're able to outsource and you're not afraid to do it, right? What are some inexpensive ways that allow you to guard your focus? Write those down and start to outsource. Exactly. What are some inexpensive ways that allow you to guard your focus. And he's absolutely right. I mean, we're talking to a major CEO here, right? So he's amazing. And the thing is I listen to what Chris says. I take a lot of mental notes and sometimes physical notes, because he says a lot of things that are super powerful. When you're dealing with somebody who already has this shit together and is an amazing CEO, and you see how he is structuring things and working things out, you pay attention. You have to listen and pay attention. Okay. If you're yo-yoing, maybe you're not putting people in your life that'll help you, right? That'll really inspire you, that'll mentor you, that'll lead you, that'll coach you, whatever that is, to get to your next level. Okay. So make sure that you start to think about that. And like I said, vision, people who are already successful CEOs, at least many of them that I spoke to, Chris Ross being one of them, they're vision driven. They already know what they want. They're going after that vision. They're not worrying about all this little tedious stuff. They hire people to do all of that, right? Oh, but Neena, I can't afford to hire it. Hire one person to do a little bit of the task that you want. Maybe it's a couple of hours a week, so that you can start seeing the freedom that you have to go ahead and launch the business that you are trying to launch. I promise you, it'll be worth it. Invest in you. Okay. People who are like that are able to hire people, and they're not afraid. Their ego is not in the way. They don't care. I was gonna say just Ross. I'm just calling you Ross now, not even with the Chris. But Chris, go ahead and has an entire team. He has a whole team that we all reach out to when we need things. He's not involved, and he is not afraid. He ain't afraid. You know what I'm saying? He knows exactly who he is. Okay. What was that, Chris? I see it, but I don't see it up. Put it up. Reach out to people wanting to know. There you go. Thank you. Reach out to people wanting to know what you know and ask them to intern for a month. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great idea, especially if you can't afford it. Trade-offs. Yes. I love it. I love it. And that is actually true. I actually was speaking to someone who is in school for photography, and she's going to do all of my headshots. Right. So, and we're just exchanging like some of the things that I know for her to build her business and all that great stuff. So it's been amazing, right? So you have to know how to do that. Another thing that I liked is I spoke to another CEO, and I spoke to Chris, which is funny that they both said it, but they both disconnected, right? They both disconnected from social media. They disconnected from their phones. They disconnected from all of that, and they connected with themselves, right? So you have to be able to disconnect, okay? And you also have to be able to disconnect, not just in the social media and all that type of stuff, but emotionally as well, right? Stop taking everything so damn personal. All right. Not everything is personal. Sometimes things are just business. Honestly, if you think about it, it's just business. It's what you're adding to it as an emotion that makes it emotional, but it doesn't have to be. Okay. I want you to thrive, and I don't want this anymore. This stuff. Oh, up and down, up and down, up and down. We all have them, but at some point you want to go up and then level, right? Not up and down and up and down. We all have our downs. I get it, but it should be less and less down, right? Instead of you going up, crash, up, crash, up, crash. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because this is something I've really focused on this week because of what happened to me on that table with the acupuncture. And it made me realize this is not just in business, but in my life, right? So another thing that I got from the CEOs I've been talking to is that they're working on projects that build their business and scale it. But they're doing it in a way that they're scaling it piece by piece. So they're taking their time, right? Ask this question. What do you feel I can teach you or put you in a better position with it? Do you feel okay? But better position worth it to you for us to feel comfortable? Sorry, I'm like stuttering over my own words. That's an actual question. I use it to broker deals. Oh, then I'll be highlighting that and taking that on. Thank you so much. And that's the thing. Like, what is it that you feel that somebody can teach you? I know that for Chris, I ask him questions. When me and him are talking, I ask him, oh, how did you do that? And what did you think about that? Oh, wow. And then I really think about what he's saying, because he is somebody that I look up to, and I love the way he structured his business, and I love the way he thinks, right? So do that for yourself and ask those questions about how somebody can teach you something, and be a part of it, right? Be a part of that journey. Don't just have people throw information at you and you do nothing with it. That's another thing that helps you to go on a yo-yo diet. Are you like on every program, taking every master course, going on every free thing, blah, 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 and doing nothing with it? that could be a problem, right? And I know that was a problem for me because I was doing that for a while. So I'm pretty sure that some of you can relate to what I'm talking about, right? Another thing is taking those regular moments where you are going to brainstorm over what it is you want to do with your business. Don't get stagnant and stay there, but maybe just think about one more level, just one. Like, what is the one more thing I can do to reach my audience? What is the one more thing I can do to serve? What is the one thing I can do to give value, right? So be a leader, okay? Cultivate a culture of problem solvers, not information gatherers. See? I told you he'd be dropping some stuff. It's so true, though. Oh, my gosh. And there's people like that. They gather information and don't do crap with it. So cultivate a culture of problem solvers. Oh, I love that, Chris. You're a trip. So he's right, though. He's 100% right. So take time to do that. Take time to be a problem solver. Take time to think about your business. Take time to think about what it is you're trying to put out there. Take time for that, because becoming a leader, you're going to have to really embody those qualities that you're preaching out there, the things that you're trying to show people to do, right? That's what I try to do in my life. I'm very honest with you guys. I tell you guys how life is with me and what I'm going up when I'm going through a struggle or something. Why? Because I'm trying to get my shit together, right? Fully together. I'm going to do this all my life, because all of us are trying to do that all of our lives. I could just tell you I'm further along than I used to be, and I'm further along than a lot of people, right? And I know people are more further along than me, and those are the people I look up to and mentor to, right? Or want to become my mentor, right? So make sure that you are stepping into your new territory, your new ideas, your new blessings, everything that God has for you. Step into that regularly. Express what you are going through, and do it in truth. Don't be fearful of anything. Don't be fearful of what's coming, because that's what's going to bring you to the highs and lows. Look at whatever it is trying to make you afraid or trying to give you fear. Face it anyway and keep it moving, okay? Fear is nothing. Fear is, facing, I forgot how I did that before, but without exceptions. I'll think about it and I'll tell you guys in a minute. But fear to me is something that comes up, and I look at it and say, okay, what's beyond the fear, though? Because that's where the blessing is, right? The blessing is beyond the fear, right? Be fearful of being stagnant only. Ooh, see? Wait a minute. Where is it? There it is. See it? You see it? Drop the mic. Be fearful of being stagnant. I love that. Okay, there's a couple of things now I got to copy and paste from the chat. All right. So, however, I wanted to talk to you guys, not just about the yo-yos in business, but also the yo-yos in your thinking, the yo-yos in your life, because a lot of times, most of you that I've spoken to that are trying to maybe be the best leader ever, or have their own business, or I speak to a lot of consultants, coaches, CEOs and things like that. And they're thinking they're working their asses off and doing everything like the employee. So you're spending most of your days acting like an employee trying to be a CEO. That doesn't work, okay? You're stuck in that day-to-day, that minute-to-minute, that running your own business. Now you're doing administrative work, and you filing papers, and you're doing all of that stuff. And maybe in the beginning you feel like that's what you have to do because you're trying to get yourself going, right? But you should clip that somewhere. I'm done. I will. But you got to make sure that you got to take your zone of genius, right? You got to do what your zone of genius is, and then do the little minute things, the admin work, the emails, all that stuff. Hire somebody that a couple hours, like I said, maybe somebody that's even in high school, but they're amazing at writing or amazing at social media, whatever. But do kind of like what Chris said, maybe somebody who wants to learn what you're doing or something, and just barter that thing, right? So make sure that you're doing that. Don't get stuck in the day-to-day, right? So the admin work and all that crap, oh, I hate it. I hate doing it because I know it's taking me out of my zone. It's taking me out of my zone of genius, which is I want to keep growing my curriculum, my mastermind, my programs. I want to keep doing that. But if I'm doing all this little tedious stuff, it becomes a little bit frustrating. So I had a VA or so that it didn't really work out. So I'm looking for a really good one that can help me kind of, get that off of my plate and give that to them. Okay. So feeling overwhelmed, But everything on your plate and going through that yo-yo is because you are not structuring yourself properly, or because you haven't even started working in the things that you are really a genius at. Okay, so not outsourcing and not handing your task off to everybody else doesn't make you the best CEO. That actually makes you an employee. You're an employee of your own business. Okay, so stay in your zone of genius. Just, doing your best to get through is not going to do it. Well, hire a VA to rank of importance first, and then you can train them to what's important to you. That's awesome. Hire a VA to rank of importance first, and then you can train them of what's important to you. That's great. Thank you. Thank you for that. And so be careful with getting stuck in that, because a lot of us, I don't know about you guys, but I've been an employee, right? And so it does become challenging to get your mind out of an employee mindset and into the hat of a CEO running their own company. And the only way you're going to break through is to actually do that. Do the work internally, do the work externally. Stay in your zone of genius, hire someone who can do all the tedious tasks. And like Chris just said, hire a VA to rank of importance first, and then you can train them on what's important to you. Okay, so viewing your business as a whole source of identity, and therefore not taking things personally, knowing what the whole thing is, and implementing and brainstorming. Okay, so make sure you take your old ideas and implement your new ideas and your new brainstorming. But you can't do that if you're over here filing paperwork and typing up another email just to tell people, hey, I got a business, when somebody else can be doing that for you. Okay, don't live in that place that somebody else can't do it. They can do it. Those tedious things they can do for you. Just hire someone who can do it. Okay, most importantly, I wanted to talk to you about the yo-yo that I went through when I thought I was stupid and I was in fear. Okay, because living in that place of being afraid, all right, and letting all of that stuff that was inside of me come up the way it did. I'm glad it did, but all of that stuff was stopping me from moving forward to the things I really, really freaking want. And ever since I had that epiphany, I have been writing. I have been looking at my course. I have been trying, because I'm restructuring my whole coaching program. I'm thinking about it differently. I'm trying to think about it outside the box. What does this all look like? Right? So when you have that stuff inside of you that you are not dealing with, whether it's fear or old thinking or whatever that is, you are stopping yourself from your goals, your dreams, your vision. All of it is going to stop, whether it's in business and in life, because you are still you. In business, you're you. In life, you're you. In relationships, you're you, right? So we got to deal with that junk in order for you to be able to move forward and past all of that stuff. Life can be a yo-yo when it throws things at you. I get that. It's the internal work I want you to focus on. Outdated beliefs and outdated thinking is going to truly sabotage your progress. And that behavior sometimes come from our childhood, like it did with me at that acupuncture table. Okay, that stuff can come up and rear its ugly head, and it will get you, and it will start to pull you back down. And you might have a little bit of light and then pull you back down. What's that? Create an atmosphere. What? Oh, autoresponder to emails. Right, which is my pet peeve. Right. So, and that's about automation, right? And that's what I'm trying to create right now, Chris. I actually have a team that's working on automating all of my business. So I'm super excited, right? So be careful with the beliefs that you have that are your autoresponders. Every time you want to do something big, you get stuck. Every time you want to do something that, you get stuck. Hi, thank you for reaching out. I hope you're having a great day. Oh, this is your email. Typically, there are a good chance of the earliest you will receive this email 1 to 3 business days, if no longer. Right. And I've read that because that's been sent to me. So I've read it. But so he's right, though. Automating your email responses and all that stuff is going to be key for you to even connect with the people who are emailing you, because now you're responding automatically. And that's a great way for you to work on your business, and the way that you're yo-yoing, and the way that people are not seeing you, then they're seeing you. Then they're not seeing you, then they're seeing you. Then they're not seeing you, then they are. Right. Exactly. It does save a lot of time in the day. Okay. But this is all like all connecting now, even with your life, right? Because if you don't start working on your messaging, Okay, your email messaging, but I'm talking about your internal messaging. If you don't start working on your internal messaging, you are going to constantly get a response you don't want. The minute you want to grow, if you haven't worked on you, on the inside of you, that old auto response is going to come up and stop you from doing what it is you want in life. I promise you that. So if you're finding that there are areas in your life that you are getting stuck in, you need to think about what is it that is auto responding every time you come up against something that maybe feels uncomfortable, maybe you don't like, or maybe you're afraid of, right? The good news is that you can change the way you auto respond. You can change the messaging inside of you, right? You can empower yourself and empower your beliefs. The truth is that these old beliefs are going to hold you back because they are false and they are old and they are outdated. It's like if I was trying to do this live right now on a flip phone that doesn't have a camera. It's outdated. It can't do what I want to do right now, right? So the truth is that you are going to have to work on what your messaging is inside. You don't have to have like a sweeping, massive, change and impact and a radical shift right now, but you do need to start making some shifts so that you can see radical change later. All right. Do what it is you want to do today for that person you want to see tomorrow. Every day, do something a little bit different. All right. I often think about the big picture and then I break it down into smaller ones because I used to want to get to the big picture fast. And then when it wasn't happening, I would get discouraged. And here I am on that auto response. Can't do it. You're stupid. You can't get there. Blah, blah, blah. Da, da, da. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to take the small steps to get there. Life can be challenging, yes, but life is also really, really fun. And it can be also something that you can look at and turn around and look back and say, damn, I did well. Okay, so baby steps is still a step. Exactly right. I always say if you can move yourself 1% forward, you are making massive progress because 1% forward means it's going to be up 100% more when you keep going, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Chris. So make sure that you go to bed early, unplug from your electronics. Sometimes I'm really bad at this, so I'm really trying to work on this. Eating more healthy vegetables, trying to walk or move your body every day. Remind yourself how far you have come in business, in life. Remind yourself how far you have come, and also take a look at what your outdated thinking is, because guys, it is time to upgrade. It is time to reboot. It is time to change that auto response and that messaging. Okay. You can do this, and you can do this even if you do it with one little small person as a small team, or just automate yourself however you can, but you can do this. This is not an impossibility. Okay. And I don't want to hear like, but it's, maybe some things are challenging. You might need to speak to a mentor. You might need to speak to a leader, a coach, a business owner, whatever you need to do. But I promise you, this is not an impossibility. And now that I realize I'm not stupid and I don't have to live in outdated thinking that I didn't even realize was sabotaging me. Okay. That little girl is healed. And she will move forward. And now as an adult, I can take my life back and do what it is I want to do. I had to erase that auto response and change it to a new message. Okay. So you yourself are not the yo-yo. You're not a toy. Okay. You're not the yo-yo. That is just something to play with, not to simulate. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for spending this time with me. I love you so much. And I appreciate all of the time and all of the comments and everything that you do to support me in this venture that I'm in to impact lives. Thank you so much for being here. Neena Perez, straight talk, no sugar added. Until next time.